Okay, Genshin community, we need to talk, because the latest leaks are either absolute nonsense or the most brutal twist Hoyoverse has ever pulled. Imagine this. Varka, hyped since day one, finally shows up in 6.4, only to get dumped into the standard banner by 6.5. And Alice, the legendary witch, Klee's mom, a name we've heard for years? The leaks say she won't even be playable. Yeah, I know. That sentence alone probably made your blood pressure spike. This one has the community split between rage, disbelief, and people saying, nah, that's just bait. But here's the thing. When you actually line up the patterns, the leakers, and Hoyoverse's track record, this rumor starts to look a little too possible. So let's dig in. Let's start with the leaker at the center of this storm, Duma. Now the Genshin leak scene has a whole ecosystem. You've got your big-name data miners, the lore hunters, the gameplay testers, and then you've got accounts like Duma, who drop bombshell claims that sound too wild to believe. Here's the thing, though. Duma doesn't leak everything. They don't touch reruns, skins, or random filler. They only ever talk about Natlan. And while a lot of people instantly labeled them a troll, their record isn't spotless in either direction. Take Columbina. Duma was one of the first to claim she'd be tied to Kutar, the Frost Moon Maiden. Everyone laughed. Called it nonsense. But what happened? The lore backed it up later. So, are they batting 100? No. But are they completely making things up? Maybe not. That's why this rumor matters. It's sitting in that uncomfortable space between laughable bait and terrifyingly possible. Now let's tackle the big one, Varka. This is a character we've been teased with since launch. Voice lines, lore snippets, postcards from Mondstadt, all designed to build him up as the mysterious Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius. People have been saving Primogems literally for years waiting for his debut. So the idea that he finally drops in 6.4, only to be shoved into the standard banner in 6.5? That sounds insane. Like, why would Hoyoverse throw away one of their most hyped characters like that? Well, here's where history comes in. Think back. Tignari in 3.0, standard. Dehya in 3.6, standard. Mizuki in 5.4, standard. That's 3 regions in a row where one flagship 5-star didn't stay limited. If that's the new model, Natlan's standard pick is coming. And who better fits that slot than Varka, a character everyone wants, but whose rumored kit doesn't scream meta-defining monster. From what's been whispered, Varka plays like an Animo bruiser, big swings, solid field time, but nothing on the level of a Kazuha, Wanderer, or Xiao. Translation? He's good. He's fun. But he's not account-breaking. And that's the exact profile Hoyoverse loves for standard characters. Solid, versatile, but never must-pulls. Now let's talk about Alice. This one hurts. She's not just some side character hidden in the lore. She's been in the story since Mondstadt. Klee's mom, the great witch of the Hexenzirkel. She's narrated events, voiced teasers, and been hyped up in community theory crafting for years. So hearing Alice won't even be playable in Natlan? That feels like betrayal. Players expected her to headline the region. But remember Capitano. Remember Arlecchino before 4.6. Hoyoverse has a history of hyping harbingers, teasing them in trailers, making them fan favorites, and then either shelving them as NPCs or delaying them way longer than expected. Alice not being playable isn't impossible, it's just devastating. And honestly, it fits the pattern of Hoyoverse dangling legendary figures more as mythical anchors than guaranteed banners. Here's what's really fueling the fire: the silence. Normally, when a leak is fake, the trusted names in the community shut it down fast. They'll post a denial, call it out, or laugh it off. That didn't happen here. Instead, radio silence. And if you've been following the scene for a while, you know, that's almost worse. Because silence usually means one thing. Either they can't talk about it, or it's something the community isn't ready to hear. This exact scenario happened in Honkai Star Rail. Big name leakers got blasted for dropping unpopular truths. People didn't want to hear it. So what happened? They stopped saying anything, and smaller accounts carried the leaks instead. That's happening here. Nobody wants to be the messenger that kills the hype train. So let's put the puzzle together. Hoyoverse has made one 5-star per region standard since Sumeru. Varka's rumored kit matches the standard banner mold. Alice is being hyped the same way Capitano was, and we all know how that turned out. Trusted leakers aren't denying it, they're avoiding it. Individually, you could argue it's all coincidence. But together, the dots start forming a pretty ugly picture. One where Varka isn't a limited headliner, and Alice never makes it to the banner screen. So here's the big question. What do you think? Is this all just elaborate bait from a leaker with a spotty history? Or is Hoyoverse about to pull one of the most brutal twists we've seen since Dehia's standard dump? Would you still pull for Varka if he's standard? And if Alice really isn't playable, what does that do to your hype for Natlin? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I think this might be one of the most divisive leaks the Genshin community has faced. And hey, if you want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure you're subscribed. Because whether this rumor explodes or gets confirmed, I'll be here breaking it all down with you.